Marc Schaefer, you're from the Committee of the Regions and you're a member representing Luxembourg. We're here at a Fondation EurActiv Stakeholder Workshop to discuss youth policy as it relates to the regions. Luxembourg must have some unusual elements when compared to other countries. Would you explain what goes on?
Well, especially talking about youth on the move, you know, in Luxembourg, as we're a very small country, we're always kind of forced to leave the country, you know, like you must know that we only have a university in Luxembourg since the 90s, and like my generation we had to go to university abroad, so we had to be able whether to do our studies in French, in English, in German or whatever other language, you know, so it's just and that's one thing where I think you have to strengthen on it, is that it's very important to speak the languages. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to be possible for a student to study somewhere else or to work somewhere else if he doesn't speak the language of the country.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a moment ago, it's a very small country. One of the elements, I guess, that's different for Luxembourg when compared to many other places is that there's a difference between member state and regional policy, but potentially they're both the same thing for you. How easy is it to implement?
Well, that's actually the thing, you know, we are 6 members here in the Committee of the Regions, and of course it's difficult for a small country like that to talk about regions, you know, I mean the whole country is one region, and so, but on the other hand, you know, I think we're good, you know, we're always a good example, you know, how we can make things change and to make it in a European way, you know.
In terms of EU regional policy, it seems as though there's a difference between people that live rurally and people that live in cities, the urban population. Do you think there's a difference? Does it affect Luxembourg?
Well, it doesn't really affect Luxembourg, but due to the size of the country. But I think it's an important thing. It's actually more and more in Europe, more a problem, you know, for people living in rural areas, you know, to get, I think, the necessary information, how you can do, or how you can work in another country, how you can study in another country. And I think it's definitely more easy to, if you live in a big city, where it's easier to get the necessary information.